Hey guys, welcome to the woods. Well, I got a really nice spot here, but I'm not sure if it really translates very well. But you see these trees sort of growing out of the side of, that's a big, huge rock mound. I can use my thumb to, yeah, all of that over there too. Anyway, and it's just great. I don't know, it's like a rock outcropping with moss all over it. It's like a big rock moss ball. Yeah, big rock moss ball. All right, I should break out into a song based on that. I don't know. Somebody should. All right. So, I always want to start with going to the helicopter view of who you really are and what's really going on here as a little energy particle bouncing around on the surface of a big energy ball called planet Earth, floating around in the big swirling mass of what seems to be nothing, with big energy balls swinging around them. We call it the galaxy, and the galaxy's in this thing we call the universe. We're just a little vibration particle. But we know when we go down into the cell and into the small version of that same phenomena, we say, oh, it's like all perfect magic harmony, how they all just stay, a little bit of attraction and pulling away when they swing around. They're trying to pull away, but they're being attracted because they've got gravitational pull. And so things just spin and they create energy, and it creates power. And that's the energy that runs this energy ball machine we call a human being. From that vantage point, that energy never goes away. It never ends. The energy creates the matter. It's not the matter creates the energy. Energy creates matter, and energy goes on. So we're eternal beings. Nothing can happen to us. So from that helicopter view, how do you make everything feel better? Because the litmus test on whether your spirituality is going in its natural direction towards ease, or if it's going in an unnatural direction towards struggle. The litmus test on that is, how do you feel? And if you're feeling like you're in bliss land, then keep doing what you're doing and keep going where you're going. If you're not in bliss land, then why not listen to me? Why not let go of the attraction of what's wrong and what needs to be fixed? Because the sense that there's something wrong and something needs to be fixed is a latching on thing. It's a doing. It's a anchor. It's the letting go. Letting go of that will allow you to sort of find another anchor, of course, but to move into a softer direction of, there's nothing here I need to fix. Just that vibration of, there's nothing here I need to fix, should ease a lot of people up. And if we ease up on ourselves, then we ease up on everything around us, and we get back into harmony and synchronization with the natural vibration of the planet, which is changing all the time because it's moving around in the galaxy and it's being pulled by different things as these particles swirl around one part of the galaxy at a certain time and place. Other planets and big, stuff way bigger than planets, suns and black holes and all this stuff that we don't really understand and we don't need to understand. But at least go to a little bit of a helicopter view that there's a lot of funky energies being played out here, and some of them make it difficult for us to tune in, tap in, and turn on to who we really are and be the love expression in an environment of perfection in harmony with their surroundings. When you're not in harmony with your surroundings, things feel funky. So really the easiest way to get this concept, though, I think, is the helicopter view. Stay there as long as you need to, and then it'll just ease into the direction of everything's going well. Now, what's the direction of the helicopter view of enlightenment in simple terms? Or from helicopter language or spaceship language. But you're an energy ball. And if you try to lock down and do something or fix something, you're pulling in the energy. It could turn to matter and you could pop out something if you really wanted to, but that's not what we're here to do. What we want to do is release the matter and get a little bit more connection with the collective consciousness, the higher self, more oneness, more like our vibrations are all one. That expansion can only happen by letting go of what you think is right or wrong. And right there, you drop a lot of people off this video. I can't let go of what's right or wrong. They can't even forgive someone who's done something that they called wrong. You know, it's just like you just have vibrations and you just have to flow and be with what is around you. And again, back to that litmus test, if you're feeling really joyful, whatever makes you feel joyful, keep going that direction. Because when you're in the feeling of joy, you have a vibration of joy, and then soon you'll have the experience of joy. So it's what direction do you lean? I can't tell you what's the right thing to say or do or what type of meditation, but we know that meditation is just to quiet the mind. When you quiet down your mind and you stop festering over what you're supposed to be doing or thinking or is wrong, right? So you turn away from that stuff ultimately when you go into meditation, or otherwise you're fooling yourself. You know, you got to be leaning, at least just leaning, not pushing to make it happen, not pushing against something you think is wrong, just leaning towards the general premise that everything is perfect. That's the simplest words for the ultimate direction. You're leaning towards everything's perfect. Then you'll feel the resistance of the things you don't find perfect. And you let them go, and you just keep leaning, and you just keep going into bliss. And at some point, you'll ease up, and like, I feel blissful enough given the environment where I am and the people I'm bumping into on a regular basis. You just stop. You know you can go further, and you know you can go back, but you just aren't gonna go back. You aren't gonna go back and grab past mistaken paradigms of who I really am, and that there's some being outside of me, some energy outside of me that's trying to make my life difficult and give me hardship. And if I stick it out and I work hard enough and I resist giving in to evil, bad ways, that I'll be enlightened and pulled up by some other force into enlightenment and heaven, if you want to call it that. I don't know why you would. That's like going to sleep. It's like, all right, well, I guess you could just say that. But everybody goes to sleep. And when you go to sleep, do you have beautiful dreams? Are they stressful? Do you have a general deep sense that you know everything is going in the positive direction? Or do you really feel like, you know, I think we're about done here. I think we've, you know, there's no reason that I should think that this virus came along and a few souls gave up their ticket, which was a ticket for a temporary experience here on planet Earth. They gave up their ticket for the cause of, hey, let's teach everybody how to deal with the virus. We're going to have it down in about a year. It's not been a year at all, but a lot of people are going to get some relief real quick, and it's going to ease off, and over time it trickles down and gets a little bit less painful. It's the way vibrations work. The first drop in the water, real big waves, and then it goes out and trickles down. That's going to happen no matter what. But we're going to have a little bit of an effect by doing something, chasing down this antibody and stuff like that, which is really sort of just duplicating what the body's really trying to do anyway. The human species will create its own natural antibody, but we're speeding up the process. That's good. But from the big helicopter view, never was anything really to worry about. Energy playing in the galaxy is not going to end. And that's what's really going on. And you're the energy. Now you get this ticket to play here on Earth. So yeah, great. But make the most of it. Let go of the fear that stops you from experiencing life. I mean, you got to know that's really what's going on, right? The more fearful, the less life. The less fear, the more life. People who are invigorated and inspired in life truly don't hold much fear. Now, you could mistake fear with like bravery or something, but that's not necessarily the same. So we'd have to, that's where we kind of get lost in these videos, because you have so many terms you really have to really get a better at least a common understanding of. You know, like I talk all the time about love. You know, let's move in the vibration towards love and away from the vibration of fear. Now, you can't push yourself to do that. You got to just let go of fearful things and not expose your ears and eyes to so many fearful things. I mean, we're definitely attracted. We create out of the ethers around us movies about gore and violence and death and loss, and even sweet things like Harry Potter. It's like, well, the one thing that everybody knows is there'd be nothing worse than death. You know, living in Azkaban, where they punished you with the bad energies and stuff like that, was an interesting concept, but we really didn't take it to the point of like who we really are, because it's not that way. It's not that we're all afraid of death. There's no issue with death. It's just us melding with the vibration of what is in the galaxy. That's why at your molecular level of a human being, any resistance that we hold towards what is the cause of all struggle. When two molecules at different vibrations meet each other, it's right at the edge. It's just let go of the resistance and meld into the next vibration. That's, you know, one particle of a molecule of air vibrating at 68 degrees and one at 70 degrees, and they're going to meld and become 69. That's the basic concept of how all vibration works. You can't hold resistance to what is. Now, I can't tell you, then don't do this and you should do that, because those gets down to words and semantics, and, you know, words can mean a whole bunch of different things depending on how you interpret it. Where do you vibrate on that sense of like love? Love is everything's perfect, right? Really. Say love is a mother and this and that. You've seen, you know, signs of love and things like that. And there's unconditional love, which is only saved for God or something like that. All that horse business. But we know that the direction of love is everything's perfect. And that's why I'm always saying, you got to go to the sense, you got to dream at least that everything's perfect until you start to see it. You will see it. We've all seen it. And everything is perfect. And there is nothing to worry about. But yes, we do come into particles, and we do go back out into pure energy, and we do come into particles. And we're not coming into these particles. We are created, we're coming into this vibration close to the planet where we're manifesting humanity. When the energy on the other side, you're still around us. So we're all sort of playing in the same soupy mix. And all at the same time in the magical power of now, you know. But anyway, hopefully that's a little bit of invitation to go into some meditation with a different vantage point a little bit. Go to the helicopter view and think nothing, because your thinking mind only controls the physical body. It's the body's sense of vibrational interpretation of its surroundings that you're really after. That's the leading edge. That's where the work is happening. That's where the resistance is grabbing onto. You know, I'm not conscious of it. No one that can ever tell you what their resistance is right off the bat, but they can feel it. They can start to talk, and with the words, I can pick up on it. I'm like, that feels a little bit undermining, a little bit of woe is me, a little bit of that's what's going wrong, or this is what was wrong in the past, or whatever. And you can just sniff it out. And then if you clarify it and talk about it and use the words again and say, yeah, you're right, that doesn't feel like the best version of my interpretation of my universe, does it? No. We are all doing the best we can. If we could do better, we would. But how do we do better? By leaning towards the sense of everything's perfect and stop paying so much attention to what's going wrong. We put so much energy and so much resource into solving the what's wrongs. And we put no energy and no emphasis into, like, what's Dan doing in the woods? You know? Like, people don't even really want to hear it, let alone get on board, you know? It's just amazing. But anyway, so I think that's a good place to wrap it up. But I'm going to tell you what Dan's doing in the woods, whether you want to hear it or not. But stay tuned. And it's the simplicity, though, the helicopter view. if you really lock onto the helicopter view and the real sense of the love ball that you are, then if you can hold that, you could go into some life things and potentially do a little something. But that little something is going to have a huge impact on the whole planet because you went in with such finesse, and you only went in as far as where you could really hold the love. I can really hold the love just for my cat and dog that live with me, and I'm going to make them the most loved animals that we've ever met. If that's where you are, that's good. Do it. Rock on. You know, then we'll work your way out to a tree. Maybe you find a little chipmunk. Chipmunks are great. And this time of year, all the animals are so busy, the squirrels especially. It's just, you know, very inspiring. Makes me want to walk on logs. I'm like, oh, look at those squirrels running around on the logs. You know, on this kind of bed of real forest where we don't clean up all the downed branches, squirrels are always running around on downed branches. It's like, you know, it's like their jungle gym. Anyway, now you know I'm rambling, right? So I'm out of here. Love you guys, and enjoy the woods. That's what that little bit at the end was, a little enticement to come on out and join the woods. And don't forget to throw love bombs, so that's more important. All right, see ya.